It might be a dark time for you at the moment, as was for me a few months ago, but I've since gotten out, and I want to share with you what has made my whole life 180. Probably one of the biggest changes was cutting out certain pieces of social media. You ever heard the quote, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with"? Well, in the modern parasocial relationship era, I really do think it applies to what you watch as well. You could say kind of like the YouTubers you watch the most are gonna influence the way you think about as much as your friends do. Maybe even more, depending on your screen time. I'd like to tell you a story regarding this. Just a few months ago, I had broken down in my mom's car for the third time in a row. And I was hopeless. I was genuinely hopeless. I was crying because I simply couldn't take life anymore. I was so distraught at where the world was heading. I couldn't live any moment of my life without thinking of a potential war or AI or any other problem going on in the world. It was so bad. Genuinely, life felt so dull because every beautiful moment that could have been, it was overridden by this negative aura of pessimism, like a dark cloud following me around everywhere. After I broke down a couple times in my mom's car, I decided to really do something about it because I couldn't do it anymore. It all came to a turning point when we had a family argument over the world's problems. I just started rambling like some madman about this issue and the government this and the government that. And I'm not saying there isn't a problem with them. I still think there is. But there's a difference between having it in the foreground 24/7 because it's 80% of what you watch, than it being in the background. It being just a fact, just something you could think about, but it's not in your face constantly. So, yeah, I took measures. I blocked my YouTube recommendations using keywords, and that helped me so much. Genuinely, I blocked out like 50 words, all relating to politics and negativity on the internet and AI, because really it's not adding anything to my life. And it's probably not adding anything to your life either, other than pessimism. And I just blocked it out. You could use extensions for this. If you search around the right parts of the internet, you can find special versions of YouTube. I have to keep this hidden, but you can find it if you look for it, I'm sure. And after removing this dark cloud over yourself, another thing that you could do is just promote more mindfulness in your life. You don't need to be some like guy in the mountains, not doing absolutely anything, just sitting and being aware. Although that sounds nice, doing it temporarily, it's not supposed to be your whole life. But also, not being there ever, always being lost in something, is also pretty shit. So the best middle way is just do your tasks. Like, if you're gonna play a video game, play it mindfully. Don't have anything playing in the background. Just put on your headphones and listen to the soundtrack while you play. Really, it's so simple. Just try to avoid multitasking. Like, if you listen to things while you shower, or listen to YouTube videos while you fall asleep, or listen to things while you're cooking. You don't need to go super extreme with this either. You know, sometimes I do like drawing with some music in the background, but most of the time I do it in silence, which is crazy because I used to listen to so many things. Many of them I didn't really care about at all. Now it's just like I have less noise in my head, and it lets my own thoughts shine through. And those thoughts might just be positive. They might just be thoughts of gratitude. Imagine you're going on a walk, and instead of listening to a podcast or some other seemingly productive thing, why not just take off both of your headphones for 15 minutes? You don't need to do it for the whole walk. Bask in the sounds, even if it's cars, even if it's, I don't know, like something else loud. It's there. That is life. That is existence. And every moment you're not there to experience the world, it just slips through your fingers. And then you wonder where all the time went. I really would say, find a way to give yourself some quiet moments in the day. Try to get sunlight if you can. Try to cherish sunny days, however much you can. You know, for us living in the northern hemisphere, the winters are pretty bad. You know, many people get seasonal depression because they don't see the sun for weeks on end. And that just makes a day in which the sun shines for a few hours even more special. So, yeah, we have so many scarce things that we experience every day, but we just pass by them all the time. You know, on your commute to work, you might see a cat, you might see a flower, you might see a cloud. Normally you wouldn't pay attention to them, but if you don't have anything playing in your headphones, all of a sudden it becomes a part of your perception, and you've experienced it, and you can look at it, and you can see the beauty in the mundane. The mundane has so much beautiful stuff in it. Every tree that's planted by the side of a road, every little corner, a nice shop, the color of the street lights. There's so much. But we're not really there mentally. And it's such a shame. I hope my advice helped you. And if it didn't, I'm sorry. I don't have things figured out either. But I think I've made good progress on this. I'd like to help other people find their own path to fixing their life. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day.